Hello everyone. Today I want to introduce you to a very interesting engineering product and its inventor. The name of the product is flood barrier. The flood barrier will make sure that in case of a flood, your house will be safe. This simple looking rectangular shaped product will be able to expand and seal the doors of your house so that water can be outside the house, maybe 2 or 3 feet high, but not a single drop inside the house. Obviously life-saving technology for people who live in flood-affected areas. So let me introduce to the guest of this interview, Mr. Praveen Vettiyattil, inventor of this amazing product. He is also a serial inventor, a deep tech inventor. Praveen, welcome to the interview.
Thanks.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Great. So Praveen, without disclosing much about your technology, I know it's a confidential technology, the expandable flood barrier innovative product. Can you explain to our viewers about its basic working?
Okay, I got the idea for this expandable flood barrier technology sometime in 2018 during the 2018 Kerala floods. I was able to see thousands of people having their homes destroyed or the interior of the houses and buildings seriously damaged. So I went and saw it and I felt that there is a need for a solution. So I searched on Google and I couldn't find a product which could withstand 2.5 feet or even higher height of flood water. So I decided to create a product, and it took 4 to 5 years of spending almost all the time in workshops, creating new designs and testing the hardware. And finally, I should say I'm lucky to have developed this technology, which is a world's first product which has demonstrated successfully shielding floodwaters up to a height of 2.5 feet, which will be demonstrated later in the video. So the flood barrier will expand by 6 inches. It can also expand up to 1 feet, but the present model will expand up to 6 inches. Basically, it's an expandable steel frame which is surrounded by rubber cover. So when the expandable steel frame expands by 6 inches, the rubber cover also expands by 6 inches. And there is also a unique expansion technology which I developed, which is stronger than the technology used by the 5 or 6 other manufacturers in the world. Nobody is making this in India. So once the expandable flood barrier is tightened onto the door frame, front door and the back door, and you can also fix it on the windows, it has so far 100% sealed the doors and windows from water leak. So this is how I developed the product. In future, the height of the expandable flood barrier could be increased up to 6 feet. Right now, it is working at a height of 2.5 feet, but in future it can be increased, and it could be used to prevent floodwaters from entering the indoors of residences or buildings or workshops or schools. Any rectangular opening, it can be used for shielding.
Okay. So Mr. Praveen cannot disclose the details of the technology. It's confidential, still under patenting, I guess, right?
Yes, the process is going on.
But what I understand, I think he invented a mechanism which can expand up to 6 inches. So it's not about expanding up to 3 or 6 inches, but also I guess it should be uniform along the height.
Yes.
Right? Otherwise there will be obviously leakage.
Yes.
So his product, he's claiming that up to 2.5 feet of water, not a single drop of water at the other side is perfectly blocking it. It's not a small achievement. So my doubt is that such an idea, this looks so simple, the idea, and very difficult to execute. So are you sure this is a first kind of product in the market, or is there any similar products in the industry?
Well, I Googled and I searched on YouTube with all the keywords, and I looked at the list of manufacturers whose expandable flood barriers have been approved by regulating agencies and approving agencies in US and Europe, and I'm able to find only 5 manufacturers in the whole world. There are some in Europe, some in US, but if you go to their website, if you go to the manufacturer website, I'm not able to see more than 1 feet height of water. So in their demonstration tank, there is about 1 feet height of water, but the expandable flood barrier may be with a height of 2 feet or 2.2 or 3 feet. Mine is 2.5 feet and I am demonstrating 2.5 feet height of waving water. So this is why I felt that there is no proper solution in the market which is confidence building to the customer. Because when you launch a product or when you claim a product, an expandable flood barrier with a height of 2.5 feet, the customer expects to see a heavily loaded waving water to a height of 2.5 feet. So this is the reason I decided to get my hands dirty in starting from square one. So the three components, the three important components, the enclosing rubber cover, the expanding steel frame, and the expansion technology. There are of course 4 or 5 other components, but these are the three main components. These three main components are of quite different design and is totally different from competitors, and that is the reason my first prototype is able to withstand 2.5 feet height of waving water.
Right. So in short, his product is able to withstand up to 2.5 feet of level of water, that too without much investment, and the nearby products, the competitors are able to withstand only up to 1 feet of water. Then obviously there must be something unique in your product that
Yes.
they are not able to use or find it out.
Yes,
Right.
and the price of competitors are also 3 to 8 times higher. So remember that for an average house which has a front door and a back door, the house owner will require at least 2 expandable flood barriers. This is not counting a third door or the water leak through windows. So if an average customer wants to flood proof his house, he will have to buy 2 pieces. So if the customer buys it from my competitors, then the price will start from 80,000 rupees or about $1,000. And again, the product that he buys is only able to demonstrate 1 to 1.5 feet height of water. So my product, the one which can withstand 2.5 feet of water, I can easily sell for 30,000 rupees or less than $400.
Perfect, amazing. So I think our viewers have already seen some animations and PAPs of this product. So shall we see this product in action, a live demonstration?
Yes.
Let's move to the area. Audience, this is expandable flood barrier in action. You can see a water level height of, can you check it?
Yeah, it's more than 75 centimeters. The sticker is at 76 centimeters, so it is more than 75 centimeters.
Now let's check, is there any leakage the other side? Take- He has concealed the back side to protect the intellectual property, and you can say there is absolutely no leakage, not even a single drop of water. So this is absolutely leak proof, right?
Yes, and according to the flood mitigation regulation agencies in US, up to 100 drops per second of leak
Okay,
for a 2.5 feet high flood barrier is classified as leak proof.
okay, okay.
Up to 100 drops per second.
So this is
For a height of 2.5 feet.
Right,
Their
right.
standard is 12 drops per second for every feet of contact.
nice,
So this is totally 8 feet of contact.
right.
Here 2.5,
So
2.5
they-
and here 3.
They have relaxed the definition of leak proof, but this is in a reality it's a leak proof. It's
Yeah,
absolutely
so
leak proof.
my product is a theoretical leak proof.
Perfect.
Although even if my product is 100 drops per second of leak, which will not create any damage to the indoor,
Right, right.
which will not create any damage to the indoor, this is actually leak proof.
Nice. So audience, you can see the visuals from the inside.
And you can see, if you come close up, you can see that this sticker is at 75 centimeters plus, and the top side is close to 66 centimeters. you can see that the sticker is fully immersed. The sticker is fully immersed in the water.
And absolutely no leakage in this edge. This edge as well as the bottom edge. So that means this expands to 3 sides, right?
Yeah, it initially expands to the horizontal sides and
Okay.
grips onto the door frame.
Very nice.
Once it grips, it will automatically expand to the bottom side.
Automatically.
Yeah.
Okay. That's amazing. So the secret mechanism is there inside, and Mr. Praveen has cleverly covered it so that
Yeah.
IP can be protected.
Yes, this steel cover, in an ideal situation, you will fix this steel cover. This sheet will come on the other side, on the water side,
Okay. Yeah. Obviously.
to protect the rubber of the flood barrier from impact of sharp objects.
Nice.
But in this case, we have put this sheet on this side
Right.
to conceal the inside mechanism.
Right. Now let's wave the water inside and see. Check, is there any leak outside? You can do
So,
it, man.
the product can withstand any amount of random waves up to any height. The factor of safety is close to 2, which means the flood barrier is designed to withstand twice the load, a static load of 2.5 feet of water plus the waves. And it can also withstand the impact of a moving object on water.
You can see he's doing waves there, but once again there is no leakage in any of the edges. It's perfectly leak proof. Audience, now you can see Mr. Praveen is going to install his expandable flood barrier on this door. You can see on both these edges there is almost a 1 inch of gap. Right? Now let's see his action, how he's installing this.
So while I expand the flood barrier, you can see that
Close.
the gap will progressively keep reducing. It takes about a minute for the 1 inch gap to reduce to 0. Now the flood barrier is tightened. As you can see, it's very strong. It doesn't shake with all my weight. Now it has been fully assembled within 2 minutes. But an average person can take 15 minutes.
Now let me try to remove this flood barrier. It's really strong, it's not moving even a millimeter. You can see that. Amazing strength. Praveen, when are you expecting commercial launch of this product, Expandable Flood Barrier? Also, what's the market volume you're expecting?
Well, as of now, I'm planning to launch the product during the winter season, the rainy season of 2024, which is in the range of July. I already have 5,000 plus orders and inquiries after I posted a video of this product online. Many of these orders are distress orders. So I'm right now in the process of raising funds to set up a mass production factory. The scale of production, according to data from United Nations and many other agencies which track flood data, more than 20 million residential and non-residential buildings around the world are in flood-prone areas. So assuming a minimum of 2 doors per building, we are not looking at the windows. Of course, the expandable flood barrier can also seal the windows, but we are not counting the windows, simply counting 2 expandable flood barriers per building. That is 40 million expandable flood barriers. And again, I'm not calculating the application of this expandable flood barrier into other markets. I'm only looking at the flood market. So 40 million expandable flood barriers is a global size potential. And again, I'm not looking at the growing population to cities and the increasing rains because of global warming and climate change, which are all compounding together to create more floods and more people affected by floods. My plan is to set up a factory which can produce at least 40,000 per year, and 40,000 per year would be around 0.1% of the global market potential only for floods. So this is what I'm planning to launch, and I'm in the process of raising funds. I can of course launch the product at a much lower scale, for example at 10,000 pieces per year, but then I'm thinking that my factory would be overbooked before launch if I try to launch at a much smaller scale. So the interesting thing is that without any marketing or without a factory or without a supply infrastructure, I have 5,000 plus orders and inquiries from purely hearsay and from people who Google my product online.
That's the power of current social media. If you have a really good content or product, the orders will come automatically. So without any marketing, without any investor support, he is able to generate a lot of orders for his product, even before launching it.
Yes.
And as he mentioned, all these are distress orders. They are in need of this product.
Yes, mostly many of them call me and say, they don't even ask me the price. They just say, can you courier 2 pieces to me? This is my address.
Okay.
And some of them, and when I tell them that I'm not manufacturing now, then they tell me, we are willing to fly to your house right now, and we will take it back. And this happens even before they ask for the price. So when I tell them to try to buy from foreign companies, they tell me, we have looked at it, it's like 4 or 5 times much costlier than your product. So many of the customers, and I haven't published my phone number on any website, but still it should be on some YouTube comment. So that is how people, so my belief is that if I have a website and if I start supplying, I cannot pick up the calls with just one phone number.
Amazing. That's an amazing product demand from a public side. Obviously, there is a great demand for this kind of product. And you mentioned the number 40 million.
Yes.
But do you think all these 40 million houses will be able to afford price of this product?
That's a good question. My thinking is that once I launch, I think I would be able to reduce the price, because in the beginning, my investors would like to see a good profit margin. But once the money invested has been returned through sales, then I'm okay giving a better price. And we all know the law of large-scale manufacturing.
Exactly.
And it's also profitable for the world governments to subsidize my product instead of maintaining a big army of disaster relief force who cannot do much if there is a flood. All they can do is transport people to a relief center. But if there is a small flood of 2 feet, and if people can stay in their own house, then the cost of having a huge disaster relief force, and especially when a cyclone travels 1,000 kilometers, the government will have to move this disaster force every 500 kilometers. The disaster force has to be flown into a new airport every 500 kilometers. So and according to United Nations, the cost of repairing flood damage is 7 to 10 times higher. When we can prevent something, why should we try to cure it? So prevention is always better than cure. And the 7 to 10x cost savings from prevention of flood damage is for the average person. For the wealthy people, it may be 20x, 30x, because they have very costly furniture and indoor assets. So My thinking is that the biggest amount of inquiries initially will come from the wealthy customers all around the world.
So for the launch of the product, you are ready from technology side.
Yes.
You have made a leak proof up to 2.5 feet.
Yes.
But my other question is, sir, what about investors, intellectual property, what are they all done? Are you still searching for investors?
Yes, I'm still searching, I'm still looking for investors. I posted my product on YouTube and LinkedIn, the videos of my product, and I'm able to get millions of views, and which many of them translated into orders and friendships. But still, I'm not able to raise enough capital to mass manufacture this product. This is not like a software where people can sit in a room and launch a product. This is building a hardware. It will require some more R&D to make it lighter and better.
Okay.
And also perform better to higher heights of 6 feet. So this is why I'm trying to. I'm also lucky that a couple of TV channels approached me, and so all together the view count has gone more than 2.5 million, and plus the TV views, which I don't know.
Yes. So even though it's a perfect product, Praveen is still under the process of optimization, lighter product,
Yes.
and more flood water level height.
Yes, and more features, more features. I would like to see in future to launch an automatic expansion system where you press a button, it expands and
Instead of
tightens.
manual expansion.
Yes, right now it's a manual expansion.
Right. Nice. Yeah, my next question is that, so you're always mentioning about flood prevention from this product, but is this the only application of this product, or do you have some other application in your mind?
Yes, this expandable flood barrier is actually an expandable barrier, so which can tighten onto any rectangular opening or door frame without the need for a joint or a lock or a latch. It will friction grip onto the door frame or the rectangular opening, and it will not leave any marks. So the other applications, the other markets are, you can use it as a dam barrier to control water flow from a dam.
Okay.
You can also use the expandable flood barrier to control water flow in agriculture. Right now they are using other kinds of barriers which are not leak proof. Some of them are not leak proof. You can also use this expandable flood barrier as a temporary room partition. So you can constrain children of the age of 3 or 4.
Yes.
And you can also constrain, you can also constrain pets into a room. You can fix it on the front door and the children cannot go out. Because the one side is fully rubber, so it will not even injure the children. So, and it can also be used as a ball valve. Wherever a big ball valve is used, my expandable flood barrier, it can also be used. So it can be used in ships.
Okay.
It can be used in underwater flow control technologies. I want you to know that for a similar size ball valve, the cost is some 20x plus, 20 times more, because costly ball valves, the price is very high. It also takes a lot of force to operate a ball valve.
Yes.
You pretty much need a robotic arm.
Yes, they use powerful motors for that.
Yes, but this can be operated by even a child. Yeah.
So you even have planned to convert this to a valve if there is sufficient funding with you, right?
Yeah,
you need more investment there.
Yes, if there is a sufficient funds, and if there is, of course, the demand will naturally come when you launch a product which is 10 times, 20 times cheaper than the competition. Then the demand is quite natural, and there will be an explosive demand. But to redesign the product for every market, will need funding and testing and evaluation and approval by certifying agencies.
Right. But your product will always remain rectangular, right?
Yes.
Never circular. So
no, but circular is also possible.
Possible.
Yeah, circular is also possible. But the thing is that all circular openings can be converted into a rectangular
Yes,
opening
obviously possible.
by fixing a rectangular hole on it.
So the section of the wall just convert into some other shape, rectangular,
Yes.
and insert your product.
Yes.
So is that physically possible using your secret sauce technology? Now currently it's working like a linear expansion.
Yeah.
But if you invest your time and effort, can you build something circularly expanding one?
Yes, it's possible.
It's possible.
Yes.
And we don't know how it is working because it's a confidential technology.
Yes.
But in Praveen's mind, he has the idea for that.
Yes, it's
So
possible.
in that case, that will be a big revolution.
Yes.
It will be a completely new valve technology to the people.
Yes.
So very slim, not bulky, and easy to operate. That is perfectly leak proof.
Yeah. But this would not compete with the normal ball valve for small diameters, for example, less than 1 feet.
Yes, yes.
Because for less than 1 feet, the ball valves are not very costly. It's already working, it's already time tested. But for ball valves which are bigger than 1 feet in diameter, especially the stainless steel ball valve applications, where the price is very high and the accuracy is also very high.
Oh, yeah. To fabricate the spear and all. Right?
Yes, but the ball valves which are like 2 feet in diameter, 3 feet in diameter, they are going to cost a fortune. So there my product will be many times cheaper.
Right. But all this need investment from somebody.
Yes,
right?
yes.
You need to convert this idea of circular expansion to a physical product.
Yes.
Another 2 to 3 years of effort maybe.
Not 2 to 3 years, say a few months. I can design this. I already have the designs in my mind. Many are in the documents.
Okay.
But to test it, for example, if I have a design in my mind, I prototype it within 2 weeks, and then I need to test it in a water tank.
Okay,
and that testing has to be done for a whole month, which is a process I cannot fast forward. And then after it passes the test of 1 month, and if it's leak proof, my preference is to develop a technology which is almost perfect, as good as possible. So it is to under promise and over deliver to the customer. Of course, the customer doesn't mind leakage of a few drops per second. But if possible, I want to do a job as good as possible.
Perfect. You have already talked something about how to invent a product, the process. But since you have invented more than half a dozen of products, amazing physical products, not software, for the benefits of our viewers, can you explain the process of inventing a physical product?
Okay.
Like today's engineers, even though they are inventing a physical product, they spend a lot of time in CAD modeling.
Yes.
And even FE analysis, CFD analysis.
Yes.
And physical prototyping, I don't know how much they do. In many companies, the ideas die in that CAD stage without even testing it properly.
Okay.
So are you such a kind of person, or are you going with an idea in your mind and minimum CAD modeling and maximum amount of time in testing? Because you mentioned a lot about testing, right?
Yes.
Testing the product and improving using physical thing.
Yes.
So are you a CAD oriented engineer or a real life hard-on engineer?
I'm a real life, the second kind of the real hardware kind of engineer. I'm actually a mechanical engineer with a master's degree in manufacturing engineering. And the process of my invention process is that first, of course, I encounter a problem, most probably by surprise. And then I look for a solution. And if there is no solution, then the process of inventing starts.
Nice.
So first I Google for a whole week. I aggressively Google and search on YouTube. I talk to experts in the field that I faced a problem, is there a solution? And if there is no solution, then I start thinking of a solution. So the first design actually happens in the mind, not on the drawing board.
Okay.
And I will spend at least a week designing in my mind, coming with alternative designs. Once the design is fairly evolved, then I start drawing on sheets of paper. So every inventor is good in drawing, freehand drawing. So first it is not AutoCAD drawings, it's freehand drawings. Then the freehand drawings, I would do maybe 5 or 10 drawings, because each time you draw, you'll get a better idea.
Okay.
So once, and again, I only try to solve mass market problems with a mass market potential. I don't try to solve problems which have a very small market. Okay, so I once I do this design, then I do this drawing with a ruler. Okay, which is good, and I do this CAD animation only just before I go to an investor.
Oh,
Because the investors need, because the
Yes.
investors, they don't understand hand drawings.
yes, yes.
They need video animations. They need all this advanced software.
In short, for Praveen, mind is his laboratory.
Yes.
He do all this FE analysis or motion analysis in his mind.
Yes.
You don't want too much of computers, right?
Yeah, I don't do, and if you look at history, they didn't have any of these computers.
Right,
And
right.
I think our mind is the best computer. And our mind has very simple techniques to say if something works or not.
Yeah, yeah. I see.
So, you know, so the thing is that I do this in my, and many of the time even testing happens in my mind. So, but that I'm not expecting a young inventor to
Yeah,
have
you
that
need some
level of-
experience to grab that
yes,
kind of
yes,
visualization.
because I have discovered many problems and shortcomings in my design, not with a real physical testing, but but testing and running it again in my mind,
your mind.
again, and
So-
and also I am a devil's advocate of my own technology. So I try to prove that my design is a failure as strongly as I can.
Okay, okay.
And only when I fail to kill the technology which I just developed, then I will start investing on it. So I try to kill the technology which I just developed,
Right, right.
and many times I succeed. So then there is no mercy towards idea, because my thinking is that if a technology is bad, then the technology should die as soon as possible. Because if the technology dies at a much later stage, then you have spent too much time and money on it.
Exactly, exactly.
So, but once I successfully kill a technology, then I understand the weakness of the technology. So then I try to solve the weakness. And once the weakness is solved, then I jump into it. Then there is only doing and not doing. And luckily, the technologies which I have invested to build a prototype have all worked the first time.
Perfect, perfect.
And I want to call it, you know, I don't want to boast myself, but for communicating to you, I want to tell you that I want to call it Apollo 1, doing research with Apollo 1 reliability.
Okay.
So we had Apollo 13 going to the moon because all the other Apollos either failed or did not deliver enough, or were sent as a learning probe into the sky. But imagine if you can design the rockets in your mind. Of course, it's a little too ambitious, because
Yes,
rockets are much more complex than a simple consumer product hardware. But imagine a situation where a scientist can prototype and evolve the designs of a rocket all the way up to Apollo 13 at Apollo 1. That would save a lot of time and money. Again, I'm not saying that my products succeed in the first prototype at a commercial level, but as a technology demonstrator, all my prototypes worked the first time I tested it. And this expandable flood barrier, it did not become leak proof on the first prototype, but it withstood the flood.
Okay, okay.
It withstood the flood in the first prototype. And then I developed it further, and right now I am able to achieve fully leak proof. But the customers are not asking for a fully leak proof, because a few drops leaking into
doesn't
your
matter in your house.
will not
For-
damage your
For a wall,
furniture.
that is important, but for a flood barrier, it's okay to have a little bit of leaking.
Yeah, a little bit of leaking is okay. And also some of the buildings have some construction defects. The door frames, and a few drops leaking through the walls will not damage your house.
You know, that's a great tip, Mr. Praveen.
Yeah.
Because we generally say be positive, but Praveen's idea is be negative during a product development. He will come with a product idea in his mind, and he will try to find out all the negative things which can happen with the product during the testing. The testing happens in your mind first, right?
Yes.
That way he is able to perfect the product in his mind even before making a drawing of that. That's why I think you have invented more than 10 products, right?
Yes, Yes, there are more than 10 inventions. 6 are in a successful prototype form.
Nice, nice.
The other 4 are designs in my mind.
Oh, okay.
But having spoken about negativity, I want to tell you that first I am positive.
Oh, right.
First I am positive, and I
till the prototype you are positive.
yes, and I come with different candidate designs. And once, and lot of this is done when I'm on my bed about to sleep,
Okay.
when I'm driving, when I'm doing which is not which is not taking full of my attention. So when I'm watching some news which is boring, when I'm just going for a walk. So whenever I'm free, when my mind is free, the design is evolving because it's a mass market. It is solving a global pain point,
yes,
and it can save lives, or it can save billions of dollars of property. So it can help reduce poverty. So these are the kind of products, or it can reduce pollution, it can reduce energy consumption, it can reduce traffic jams. So these are the kind of the areas that I work for. One technology is a highly efficient outdoor lighting technology. It can send all the light from a lamp into a user-defined rectangle. So all the lighting needs are rectangular in nature. The roads are rectangles placed next to each other. The football ground stadium is rectangle. So right now, a lot of light is wasted to get the required light on the needed rectangle. So according to the Roadway Lighting Association of US, close to 70% of street lights are lost into the sky and surrounding areas. Only 30% of the light goes onto the road plus a footpath.
Also the issue overlapping of two circles.
Yes.
Right?
So what I have designed is a special kind of reflectors when surrounded around a lamp. All the light will go into a user-defined rectangle. So
amazing. So is it still in your mind, or is it a prototype?
It is a prototype. I have a proof of concept.
You're across that test stages.
Yes, it is a proof of concept prototype. I have the real reflectors, and you can see the lighting distribution. So the light, you can achieve the same lighting and better lighting distribution for about half the power of street lighting and stadium lighting.
Amazing.
Because if you are 10 kilometers away from a stadium, you can see something like a sunrise on the horizon, because all the light, lot of light goes into the sky. And this is why you can see the street light from a plane, because the light is going all the way. Ideally, a good street lighting should not make the street light visible even from the second floor.
Only the road should be visible, right?
Only the road should be visible. Yeah. So another one is in transportation, about which I'm not going into detail right now, but it is a technology which will reduce pollution in cities, the energy consumption. It's a bicycle-based transportation technology, which can reduce the congestion, the energy consumption per person will reduce by about 20 times. Because it's a bicycle-based transportation technology.
Nice.
So, so these are the kind of technologies which I work on. Another is a pedal-powered generator.
Right.
With which you can exercise and pump water, or you can charge a battery with it. So it will convert the human power into electric energy in the most efficient way.
Nice. So, Praveen, you have invented almost 6 physical products.
Yes.
So, we will list photographs of all these products here.
Okay.
So, my last question is that out of the 6 products, which one is the most favorite?
Well, my favorite is my pedal-powered generator.
Okay.
Which can solve the range anxiety of two-wheelers.
Oh.
To a big extent.
Okay.
Because India has a lot of people, we have a lot of two-wheelers, and we don't have enough charging stations. If you go to a charging station, you will see an hour of queue or 2 hours of queue. China has the highest number of charging stations, about 1.2 million, of which half are fast charging stations. But even in China, the biggest bottleneck for a customer to buy an electrical vehicle is range anxiety. So they don't know if the battery will run out and they don't have a charging station close by. Even if they go to a charging station, they don't know if they can charge within 2 hours. If they can charge within 15 minutes or half an hour, that is tolerable for them. Okay, so my pedal powered generator can be used by millions of people. So if you are driving your electrical two-wheeler, it could be an electrical bicycle or your electrical scooter or electrical bike. You are traveling to a distance of 1000 kilometers, and after 50 kilometers the battery is about to get exhausted. You can call somebody from nearby by using an app.
Okay.
And the guy can come with the pedal powered generator, which when developed will only be 15 kilograms in weight. So he can come to the electrical bicycle and he can exercise and charge the bicycle within half an hour to give this bike another 40-50 kilometers. And if it's a high wattage electrical bike or an electrical scooter, then 2 people can come and exercise at the same time. 2 or 3 people can come and exercise and charge your battery within half an hour to give you another 30-40 kilometers.
So I am done with all my questions, Mr. Praveen, and this was such an insightful interview. We learned about your latest product. More than that, how to develop a hardware engineering product. Praveen, from his experience and his knowledge, explained the process in well detail. So I think our engineers who is watching this channel will learn a lot from this interview and applying this in their future engineering adventures or product development. So Praveen, all the best for your next stages of product launch. Especially product launch, further improvements, and all the best with the latest ideas of product development. And thank you for your time.
I also want to add one more stuff that I'm doing. To help millions of engineering students and school students and handhold them in the process of invention, because many of them may go in the wrong way or the less efficient way. Because some people call the process of invention valley of death, because many people try to make inventions and it doesn't succeed sometimes. A lot of time it doesn't succeed. So I started this online global movement called You Can Invent. So the mission of my movement is to motivate 1 million people to make an invention. And I believe that more inventions is the best solution to solve the world's problems of joblessness and poverty, because every invention will create dozens of factories in every country. And it will create millions of positive and permanent jobs. For example, the invention of the automobile is said to be responsible for creating 15% of the world's jobs today, directly and indirectly. So in the same way, every new hardware invention, especially consumer product inventions, will create millions of jobs. And we will have a much better, peaceful and prosperous world to live in. So everybody will be. So my belief is that all the problems of women's safety, child safety, corruption, and all other inefficiencies you see in the world is because of shortage of money that happens because of lack of inventions.
So viewers, please check out his website as well. youcaninvent.org, right?
youcaninvent.org.
So there will get proper guidance on how to invent a product. So Mr. Praveen will be able to guide you through the invention process. So all the best with that too. And thank you for your time once again.
Thank you very much, Sabin.
Thank you. Bye.
Nice talking to you.
Bye-bye.